Either there are some people who potentially need to hear what you have to say, like spiritually or magically, or there's some sort of wisdom that other people would benefit from you speaking about, or if you are finding yourself in a place of emotional, psychological, spiritual poverty, you need to tend to that and not ignore it. There's also potentially some kind of recognition in some way that potentially because of it, like I've been getting that, potentially because of some sort of recognition that you're going to get for something, you know, and that's on a spectrum. You might need to live your life differently in some sort of way. It's sort of like, now that you're at this level of recognition, you actually can't function how you used to, and that might be weird. That might be kind of a weird transition. Let's see what's actually on the table. Whoa, like no, we got crying, there's the poverty, like, I don't know, somebody's upset. We have somebody upset. Temperance, yeah, so like if you're upset, right? If you're dealing with some sort of despair or depression or anything like that, you would be called to like look at that directly. Like if you're trying to like tell yourself, oh no, it really isn't going on, like I'm fine, like there's nothing wrong, it's sort of like, well, let's ask ourselves about that. And then, you know, so there might not be, let me just say, there's nothing wrong. Like, do you need to talk to a friend? Do you need to socialize a little bit more? Does it need to be like a spiritual counselor? Does it need to be actual licensed therapy of some sort? Is this more like I need to spend more time meditating, spend more time praying, read whatever spiritual books that I tend to read? Because potentially there's something going on here with you, or it's something that is going on with someone outside of you, which also that could be the case that like, is it like, do you need to, like, are you getting a feeling about somebody? Because you don't want to get into anybody's face, but you might want to reach out. You might want to reach out and just be like, hey, like blah, blah, blah. And don't say anything like directly, just see like maybe you want to catch up with somebody to see how they're doing or anything like that. Give them an opening. And then it's just up to them to take it, okay? The Tower, girl, like, ooh, Lord, see, because if we don't tend to things, we want to tend to things and look at them while they are small, because what this is potentially talking about is somebody, if we're ignoring stuff, that can tend to circulate and circulate and circulate until we have some sort of big crash out. So as to where this could be like sadness over a particular stress, or maybe overindulging in drink because of things that are going on in the world, anything, that can be anything, but it starts off as something relatively small, and then the more state of engagement, right, the more we habitually engage with something that's not the best for us, that can go around and around and around until we are dealing with, oh, now that sadness over legitimate stress has become depression. Me having it's just a little glass of wine every night, like that's normal, like everybody does that. That has now become some sort of coping emotionally with alcohol, or with video games, or with novels, or with mac and cheese, girl, non-gender girl. It could be anything. And then once that becomes a coping behavior, that can then go around and around and around. And then we are coming to things like substance use disorder. We are coming to things, depending on your feelings about weight and the health ramifications that go along with having too little fat on your body as to perhaps having too much, which that is different for everyone. My body can handle certain weight ranges that another person's body can't. So just like blanket statementing things, there tends to be like general rules, but then yes, you are going to have people, like there are people who I know who are would be classified as like super morbidly obese, and they're like, when I'm saying they're fine, right? Their range of mobility is much different than mine, but they also don't have like high blood pressure and diabetes, whereas I can know someone who is very fit and slim who can have those issues, okay? So I just want to say, like, we don't like want to get into the like thin good, like fat bad dichotomy when we're talking about stuff like food. However, in general, it tends to be that things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, things like that can also be correlated with higher weights. And also, if we're coping with a lot of non-nutritious, highly palatable foods, right? If we're doing a lot of that, that can affect your mood. It can also, like if you're not getting the proper nutrients, yep, that's gonna affect your health too, and mental health is part of health. So the only thing that I'm saying is like these things tend to start small, and the more that we tend to like just write it off or call it not a big deal or not look at it directly, the more those things can build up into something that is way more major. And for some people, it's like they kind of need that to wake up and then they can change things. I have also watched people who have had several like major tower moments happen to them and they still continue on, unfortunately. That is just how it works. Nobody's in charge of anybody else. But that could be going on with you or with another person. At the moment, I'm not getting any specifics. So that is the most general portion of this read. So right now, the message is, if something's going on with you, even if you feel like it is just a small thing right now, you might want to take care of it before it spirals and turns into something that can have a major impact on your life and perhaps like your family and social circle as well. That is the general message. We're going to start going into specifics. If the specifics aren't hitting for you, that just means you're in the more general portion of the read. Especially if you're aware that there's been stuff you've been putting off, or maybe stuff that's just like, well, I don't have time to think about, I don't have time to deal with that right now because I have this work thing. Well, you know, like, oh, crying is just like I'm not going to do this grief work because I have to be strong for this reason. And like, do you really? Or like, are you coping? Like, you know what I mean? 5 of Cups, Knight of Swords. Let me look at that. That's either talking about taking a direct action, that's like a mental thing, saying something to yourself directly, that can be getting real with yourself. The Knight of Swords can also be like harsh communication. Somebody might have communicated harshly to you, or you might have communicated harshly to another person, and they are feeling the effects of that. Or perhaps I get wary about like, do you need to say something directly to another person about like what it is that they're doing? That's dicey, okay? Like, even if you're correct, I would always say be careful about how you're broaching those direct conversations, because people are way more likely to like shut down than really hear you. And in my experience, typically it's not that they haven't heard you. They have. It's just that they're not ready. Usually, especially if that ends up being the last conversation that you have with someone, they'll come back like maybe a year to a couple of years later, and like, y'all won't be friends anymore. Y'all aren't gonna have the same relationship ever again, okay? But they will tell you that you were correct. So it's just sort of like, what sort of relationship, if that's the type of action that you're inspired to, because we just had like, perhaps somebody needs to hear something that you need to say. But I would tell you that that is kind of a dicey thing. If you're someone who like really doesn't like maybe dealing like with a confrontation, a compassionate confrontation, because even when it's a compassionate confrontation, I would say that you're way more likely to lose people with that. Because that sort of stuff, the type of stuff that we're talking about, that's in people's own time, if it's going to happen at all. Temperance, the Hanged Man, there's some sort of, either this is happening right now, there's some sort of perspective, there's something that you need to see about yourself. There's something that someone else needs to see about themselves around you, or in fact, You have told someone something kind of hard to hear. They're having feelings about that, but it's like they're thinking about it. They're ruminating on it. They're kind of changing their perspective on something, or someone has done this to you, and this is going on with you, or it will. And I would say, if this has not happened, like this is kind of in the past position, like if we're going with it that way, whatever has been said has already been said, potentially. And what's going on in the present is whoever has had these words, whoever has had this understanding, now they're kind of, it's alchemizing, right? Because that's temperance. I need to take that within myself, and I need to think about it. I need to see emotionally what's going on there. I need to see what comes up. But this Tower is what's like interesting to me, which we're going to get next. But I would say if somebody's going to be confronting you, it is valid for you to want to take your own space from that person, because like that kind of change, that kind of thing, it does tend to, like, you can do it completely with another person, like within intimacy. That's like high level stuff, okay? Because that's technically what therapy is. Like you're doing the alchemy, the inner alchemy with another person, or with a shaman, whatever. But it is valid for you to want to take space to yourself to sort of think about what somebody said. And that person, if like, just say it directly, he's like, I need to think about this, blah, blah, blah. Or if you can communicate what's going on with that, especially if you want to maintain a relationship with somebody, just say like, hey, I need some space to think about this. And I'm going to, like, I don't know, but I'm going to at least tell you what I think. You know, it might be like a month, or like, I don't know how long it's going to be. And then you go back, and then like, maybe you just email that person or whatever, depending on what you figure out. But I would tell you that it's not wrong to want to be on your own after hearing something from somebody. Especially if it's a contentious thing. Oh Lord, y'all, okay. We got the 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords on this Tower. Now I'm going to go around again, but I'm going to say, right, if this is you, and there's something that's going on with you that you have not looked at, and somebody's told you about it, and you're kind of like, oh, that person doesn't know anything, I'm a little concerned with this Tower, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Okay? With this Hangman here, it could be that someone's realizing that if they don't do something, that's going to be the outcome. Perhaps they're going to change things. But that's not good. Whatever that is, not good. All right? And so that's something that needs to be handled now, before it turns into that, or like it's going to turn into that. So we're going to go around one more time, and then I do have some, I guess I have some questions about this. Just see if we can't find out here, because, ooh, it's not a good portent going on, gender girl. Serious. 7 of Coins on this. This is potentially something that somebody's heard over and over and over again. Or it's a cycle that repeats. It's like they come to some kind of clarity with it, and then it's like they just kind of go back. Knight of Pentacles on this Hanged Man Temperance. It's possible that whoever this is like realizing, but like this is slow going. 7 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, that's slow. And this Tower, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords is fast. The Queen of Swords on this. I just really get the sense that somebody told somebody something. Because the Queen of Swords, the Knight of, like, I feel like this This Queen of Swords is not really present in the read. Whoever is in the Five of Cups, whoever is going through this process, this Queen of Swords told this person something. Or did something, I don't know, but it showed this person something. And right now, like, it could be a warning, but they're sort of looking at this Queen of Swords as like the Tower, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, Knight of Swords. It's like this Queen. It's registering as an attack, not an attack. It's not an attack, but it's registering as something very painful. Obviously, because someone's crying over it, okay? But they're also thinking about it here. Okay. So, all right, I do have some questions about this because obviously I don't want anybody in the Tower, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, all right? So we're gonna look at this stuff. And then I guess all of this kind of together, like, all right, so we're gonna start off, I wanna look at this Five of Cups person because this is whoever is dealing with something, like the ramifications of something. I wanna know who this Five of Cups person is. Oh, I don't know why. I was thinking of the King of Wands and then here's this King of Wands. We might have someone a little bit reckless here, all right? Our well, this could be a family member. This is somebody you know. Somebody in your family. Somebody in your social circle. 4 of Wands, this could be a spouse, but that's strongly, you got to know this person. Whoever this is somebody that you have some kind of existing relationship with. Could be a spouse, could be a child, could be a cousin. This isn't really giving like a work community. This is giving family system or social circle. Justice. This could even be an ex-spouse, a former marital partner that you still share kids with, so you're still like in contact with them. What's this Justice? Magician? To be real with you, it's coming across as like this is somebody who, whatever events that I'm describing right now, the person who is in this Five of Cups, this situation has almost been designed for them. To initiate something, to do something. With that Justice Magician, it's like, we have conspired. The players don't really know, but like part of this is for you. For you specifically. There's nothing else I need to get on that. So this would have to be somebody that you know. And I guess we can ask that question over here. So this Knight of Swords, this is what this person is upset about. What happened with this Knight of Swords that has caused this person upset? Because I'm telling you, if this person's a drinker, they went and drank. Oh, girl, they're coping with, they're drinking. They're drinking, they're shouting about it, or they're crying about it while they drink. They don't know anything, they don't know me. It's like, okay. All right, what has caused the upset? Well, this person might have a very big ego, okay? This person might think they're the king of the world, non-gendered sovereign of the world, okay? Judgment, oh, stop, somebody told somebody about themselves. Judgment. Judgment was called. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, someone might believe that the person who told them something is actually lesser than them. Judgment was called by someone beneath me. Someone who I perceive as beneath me. And I'm saying sovereign, non-gendered sovereign. There's the King of Pentacles right here. And the King of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles will be the person distributing the pentacles. The person who has more material power, whether that means money or something else entirely. 2 of Wands. And this is some kind of like crossroads. So yeah, okay, so this event, what's happening here if someone told this person about themselves, and it's like, judgment is typically true, but like judgment's a big deal. This is about potentially, this is not indicating that the person who said something to them they feel is beneath them. What it means is there's some sort of way that you deal with people that, like, I'm calling judgment on it. And it could in fact be both, because if the person who's calling them out is beneath them, they would have experienced the dynamics. And so now we're at a crossroads. So that's what this person's upset about. Can we know why this has upset them so much? Like, why has this particular thing upset them so much? Oh, because potentially. Now, this could be a favored child, a favored family member, a best friend. It could be somebody someone's attracted to. But the Nine of Pentacles, this is even if, like, so the Nine of Pentacles would be beneath the King of Pentacles, right? But we're not talking about someone that a King of Pentacles would think is like a nobody. It's the Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody who somebody else would respect. And perhaps, like, this is my favorite person. My favorite person told me something. Or someone who I'm very attracted to told me something. Or somebody who they're not on my level, or I don't believe that. Me smash. Whatever, they're not on my level, but that doesn't mean I don't respect them in the place where they are. But like I'm saying, I don't know if these people are actually not on each other's level. It could just be the way that this person's perceiving this other. And they are on the same level, I don't know. Favorite person said something. Someone I like said something. Six of Pentacles, the Sun, I'm saying, this is someone who thinks very highly of themselves. So it's hard to hear a call out when you think you're always right. And then this King of Pentacles came out, girl. The King of Pentacles is now at a crossroads. Okay, so I would say, right, that for these particular specifics, it would be normal for this person to be feeling some type of way, okay? Especially if it's someone who they admire, like, respect, favorite person, best friend. I'm attracted to this person. It's somebody who they think the person who has told them something about themselves, they would not want this person to perceive them that way. That's why it's hitting so hard. Whoever the King of Pentacles is, they would want that Nine of Pentacles person to respect and look up to them, perhaps admire them, perhaps be attracted to them. And that's why this person, Five of Cups, baby. Oh my God. So let's now look. Because I see, like, this Knight of Pentacles was on that. This person is now, like, they're having the emotions, or they add all this. And in the present moment, that they're alchemizing, okay? They're, like, thinking about it. They're perhaps changing the perspective. It's a slow process for this King of Pentacles. Non-gendered sovereign of Pentacles, okay? So we're going to see what's this person actually doing because of this. Because that like, everything that's going on over there, they could just be perceiving this other person. They've decided, no, I'm going to continue coping. This other person is no longer the Nine of Pentacles. They are my enemy. They're stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Ooh, death, girl. That could be good or bad. Could be good or bad. Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Swords. This is like, they're receiving the information, but they're like pissed about it. It's like it's a petty energy. It's like, Knight of Cups. And the Nine of Wands. See, this person has like some kind of resentment over whatever this is. However, it's almost like they cannot deny it. They might be trying with that Nine of Wands. They might be trying to like construct some type of barrier, but this Knight of Cups, there is some kind of like genuine feeling or care or something or respect that the King of Pentacles has towards that Nine of Pentacles person, that they know it's like that person would not say this unless like they meant A, B, C, and D. They would not say this just to hurt me. They would not say this out of spite. They like, there's something like that going on here, but this person is having like trouble with it because it's sort of like probably the way that they would have historically dealt with this issue is to like write this person off. And it sort of seems like that's the thing that they're negotiating with right now, is if they're going to write this person off. Yeah, they're trying to like, this person's struggling. It seems like it's going, like there's a positive tinge to it, but this person is struggling. It's sort of like the weight of the momentum they have already built behind their coping mechanism might be too powerful. I'm hearing a no, but it's like, it's there, okay? And it's sort of like, that's ultimately what you're dealing with when you're talking about someone changing. The momentum behind the thing that they have been doing is so strong that it is much less resistance for them to keep doing that thing, especially if that thing is not wrecking their life, especially if they're not losing people, especially if there's no dire health consequence yet. They can insulate themselves from all of this stuff. They can maintain the delusion. It's actually easier to do that than to change. So this person, if we want to take the personalization out of this, what this person is fighting against is the momentum of their life and perhaps the momentum of their familial history going all the way back through the ancestry to the Big Bang girl, non-gender girl. That is the force that is behind these things, is the force of the Big Bang. In order to change something that has been going on generationally in your line, you are fighting the force of ultimately creation. That's a lot. So when we're looking at people, all right, it's sort of like we are fighting things that have been in motion since like before the concept of time, that are being played out in iterations in the quantum foam ad infinitum. That's why making one, like make that change, all right, making one change like that, that's why it tends to have that like ripple effect, why it tends to go back through the ancestral line, why it tends to play out throughout all of the cosmos, all of the quantum foam, all of that stuff, yes, even you. So that's why this stuff is important. This is the microcosm and the macrocosm realm. All right, so what is going on right now on the microcosm is a struggle. I'm saying one individual in the narrative that is showing up to me, it looks like one person. It is many people that are going through this right now in some version, in all the different realms and universes, blah, blah, blah. They are going through it, but this particular battle is a battle that is also, of course, going on the macrocosm. Can you, in fact, change God's mind? You can. You can. It was done in the Old Testament, and it also happened in the New Testament, if that's the particular narrative structure, mysteries, set of myths and stories that you want to go with, because, of course, you do not have to. But, of course, God can change. Of course. God... It's so interesting. Well, it's a paradox. It's like the only thing that doesn't change about God is that they are changeable. But it's all contained in one thing, so it looks like it's not changing at all. But it is. At least within the realm where time exists. We experience it potentially as God or the world changing because we are not outside of time. I don't care who's saying that they're permanently on the 5D. If you were permanently on the 5D, you fucking wouldn't be watching this channel, probably. You'd be doing something else entirely, girl. When you can see the plan, permanently, when you can permanently see the plan, you understand what like the 7 times 7 times 70 of forgiveness, like that's not a struggle for you anymore. You would not be having any questions about the nature of good or evil. You would not be at all stressed about anything that is going on in this iteration of the material world. And you wouldn't be interested in magic or manifestation, probably. So if you are, no, you're not on the 5D. You have not shifted, girl. Non-gender, girl. Sorry. You can have glimpses of the 5D and still be doing that, but you're not there. You are not in nirvana, or, you know, like, I don't know if that's actually nirvana, because now I'm mixing systems, all right? But like, that's part of like Buddha nature, and like all of that is to be able to see outside of time. You are able to see the big picture. It's very hard, typically. You can do it, but I mean, you have to devote time to it, and you cannot be distracted by Maya. You can't be distracted by the Matrix, girl. And like, look, I enjoy the Matrix still. Like, there's like, so there, like, I just realized that even my most high level magical thing is essentially like a lateral move. It's kind of like, well, I want to see what's going on in that samsara. That could be a nicer samsara, girl. Like, they got some nice stuff over in that version of the samsara. I need to go over there. Like, instead of going higher, I'm just wanting to move out like this. Well, I mean, suppose it's kind of a, it's both it's a lateral move and a higher move simultaneously, but ultimately I could just go up and out. But you can't fake that. Like it would be a lie for me to say that I just want to go up. I don't. I want to see what's going on over there. I want to see what's going on with those suffering beings over there, because those beings are different than our beings, okay? Like, yeah, let's go see. Like, maybe those beings have some good ideas. I don't know. So, this person is having a struggle because they are experiencing the Tower, the Ten of Swords. They are heartbroken over what this fucking bitch has said. They might be slandering this person in their mind. That asshole, that bitch, that non-gendered slur. Like, I don't know. How would you slur someone in the non-gendered way? That's not like using queer as a slur or whatever. A non-gendered slur. I mean, I guess anybody can be an asshole, but typically, like, when you're saying asshole, like, most people are going to think a man. And when you say bitch, most people are going to think a woman. Or if you're calling a man a bitch, you are slurring them by taking their masculinity. You're revoking the man card, girl. Terrible. It's binary language. So, I don't know, we'll get a little bit more information on this disaster. This doesn't look like something, well, I mean, if the disaster that we're looking at is someone's going to destroy their relationship with another person over this, then yes, that would be a disaster, and that would be God making a choice, right? Especially if this is a higher level person to a lower level person, God is being unmerciful. Interesting. And God would be being unmerciful over someone telling them the truth. Not very godlike. This person might experience a fall from grace. Or they would have to lie to themselves about that, because you can experience that internally while still maintaining your material power, which is it's a lie. You are not powerful. That's what's going on with like Elon Musk. Is so interesting that someone can have like all of that material power, but have no power at all. Truly. Because he doesn't. He has political power and material power, but he has no true power. Because people don't respect him. So that's kind of a situation that could be going on here. It's like this person wouldn't necessarily lose their money or their social status, but people would look at them and know, you are a clown. Yes, of course, I have to do what you say, because if I don't do what you say, like, I don't want to be destitute or homeless, but I do not respect you. All you have is money. And this city deserves a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to them. I don't know. This person, what's going on with this person whoever is like taking on this message, like this is like a paradigm. Whatever has happened here, this is a paradigm shift for this person. And what it looks like right now is like, yes, they're kind of like having this struggle, but they're negotiating this. Two of Pentacles, Strength, the Wheel of Fortune. This is reading is positive to me. Like this person is like, I need to be strong. Like I need to hear this, or I need to deal with this, or I need to do something. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like this person is navigating an extreme paradigm shift. Ace of Cups. Potentially God is merciful. King of Swords. And like King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, King of Wands. Could have multiple people here, but it's just like, this is a struggle, but it's reading as like the end result is potentially positive. So I'm going to look at this Queen of Swords, and then we're going to put everything back, give it a shuffle, get the final advice outcome, and then see what Jesus has to say. See, this Queen of Swords, they're correct, girl. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I would say with this Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands, I don't know. Like the Queen of Wands can be very eloquent, but like, look, like the Queen of Swords, I don't know if I said the Queen of Wands because the Ace of Wands is here. The Queen of Swords can be very eloquent, but like that's like potentially witty, cutting, is very direct. That's not somebody who's mincing words. And I don't see any like cups here yet. With the Ace of Wands, somebody like potentially like laid someone the fuck out by telling them the truth. And it's the truth backed with like passion, because this isn't coming off as like anger. It wasn't somebody like reading somebody for filth or like dragging someone. It's someone saying, this is what this is. And they're not like trying to be especially like nice about it. At least not until I see the next two cards. It's possible, but like it's giving like way more righteous and not self-righteous. It's just like, look, like this is how you're behaving. This is what you're doing. This is going to be the result, and you need to hear it. And we've been getting that, a lot of like truth to power stuff like in reads and how that can backfire. Hold on, let me see something. Yes, no, no. Okay, but we have one more card. A lot of truth to power, and I've been getting like garbled messages on that, and like that's been coming off as like someone's trying to do something magically, like someone's trying to manipulate the situation. In this version of that story, I could not be being able to see something in the past reads because of the inner alchemy that was going on. Like I can't read something as accurate if the person who I'm reading doesn't know and they're deceiving themselves. Like I'm going to see the Moon, the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Coins. Like until that person comes to something, I can't possibly read them accurately because they don't even know. And when that's a lot of people, it's a lot of confusion. Outside of someone trying to interfere magically, which they also might be trying to do. Because when someone in power changes their mind, that is a big deal for a lot of people. And so not only are we talking about, like, let's say this is somebody with a lot of material power who is changing their minds based on something somebody said to them about the way that they're handling themselves. That person's at least going to have a family. They could have a business. If it's somebody with political power, we're talking about constituents. There are going to be other people who don't want that person to change because they are currently benefiting off of how that person is treating others. And so not only are they dealing with their own inner stuff, they are dealing with the material manifestations that are there because of that long-term interior stuff. That's why it's hard. But it can be done. You're also talking about someone who, in changing that, could potentially lose material stuff, material power status. They could lose. That's another big thing. It comes with a sacrifice that most people will sell them. They'll sell their own selves out for that shit. Oh, the Queen of Wands is here. The Queen of Wands is directly underneath the Queen of this person is kind of a bitch. Like, I like them, but I'm just like, oh. This person, I probably would be scared of this. Like, I'd be scared of this person. I'd be like, oh, no. Who? No, I don't know. I don't want to talk to them. Like, they know the truth and they are not scared. What's this last card? The Page of Wands. Swords and Wands, girl. This person is like, let me fucking tell you. But the Page of Wands, can be playful. I want to get something on this Page of Wands because that is a message. But this is, again, how this other person would be perceiving this other. Someone smart, someone passionate or fiery, and potentially attractive. And they're seeing them as a queen, someone who I respect, who is also a page. Someone who is younger than me, somebody who's not on the same societal level as me, somebody who does not have as much as me. It could be all of that. We could be talking about a parent to a child, an uncle to a niece or a nephew. We could be talking about elder cousins. We could be talking about, it could be politically. It could be something that's just like a friendship circle or a social thing. It could be any of that. But there's something here about higher versus lower. Ooh, the devil. Oh my God. Ooh, she the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel, she put her foot to the pedal, it'll take a whole lot for me to settle, yes, my happiness is all of your misery. Okay, like, who's this person? They could be scared. This person. Let me get on this devil because I'm just like, oh God. And then we're gonna have to just go to the end because I have been talking for a long time. It's time to do something else. Time to do something else for a little bit. All right, this devil is the Emperor. This person, I don't care who this person is on like what level this person has. You know what this is? Is big dick energy. This person has big dick. I don't care the gender. I don't care who it is. I don't care what level they're on. This person is the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Devil Emperor. This big, I have a fucking big dick on the 5D. I don't know, potentially what these other cards say. He has Page of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, I don't care what this person looks like. They have power. Like, here's the thing. If this is an actual, like, we're talking about a magical circle, if we're talking about magical people, this person may be on a lower level or like younger or whatever. They fucking have, this person is literally like, yeah, I'm a page, but guess what? Satan's back here, bitch. Like, capital S, Satan, capital D, big dick fucking devil is like literally behind me. And so I can fuck your shit up. I may be a child, but guess what? The devil's behind me, girl. Caesar's behind me. And so I can tell you about yourself. Okay, that's who this person is. So like they're a page, but they've got like, this page is holding, like they're holding some sort of real thing. And there's some sort of real power or like real force behind this person and other people can sense it. That's why it's happening. So that, or at least that's how this person is being perceived, okay? They got forces. If it's not like literal magical forces or entities and stuff, it's just talking about this person's personal energy. Like they may be Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, like page, whatever. They're the Emperor Devil. In the positive, right? It just means powerful. It's just, this person is powerful. And we were seeing like that fire. This is with this Fool as well. That's very like Jack coded, okay? So we're gonna get the final advice outcome, and then we're gonna get some Jesus, and then we're gonna go. And I'm gonna do something else. They still sad though. It just popped out 5 of Cups' bag. It's like, oh, I'm sad. So this person's probably still like experiencing like emotions. Well, we saw like kind of right now, they're kind of at the, I'm internalizing this. So they haven't broken out on that other side yet. Right now it's trending positively. That doesn't mean that like, that's automatically going to happen, right? Because like anything could happen during their alchemy to like skew more negative or whatever. Remember, this person's fighting a lot of momentum. They're burdened as fuck by whatever's going on right now. Oh my God. Whoever the person is who I'm talking about, who like, I'm getting their view, okay? I'm not really feeling their emotions, but I'm most definitely getting their view about what's going on right now. This person, 10 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords. This person's destroyed by whatever is going on. This person is laid the fuck out. That like this person went KO, okay? Mike Tyson in his prime just fighting in the face for whoever this person is. Took him out. Like I'm just calling, we're gonna get Jesus on it because that's where right now this person's like on the ground crying because of Mike fucking Tyson. That is that Devil Emperor is Tyson, bitch. Like this is Tyson. Tyson total TKO, okay? Don't get up again. Don't get up because you're gonna get a fresh one. So this person either like has to just kind of run off crying and like telling lies to themselves or other people about what just happened, or they have to change. And that's like the great fight that's going on right now. So we are going to close with Jesus because apparently at least some people in the energy need Jesus because they just got laid out, all right? And that's hard to deal with. Jesus says, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. I'm telling you, at the beginning of this read, we were talking about like something about this situation was tailored for this person. I guarantee you this is someone who like, if they're not a prayer person, if they're not a magical person, they don't understand that they asked for this in some way. This person internally wished for something and they did not understand what they were actually asking for. Because when you wish for a certain thing, in order to have that thing, you have to change. And so the thing that is going to cause you to change for you to ultimately have what you want, you're going to be hostile to that thing, probably. Not always, but I'm telling you, whatever's going on right now, this person asked for it, but they did not realize, or they don't realize how this would ultimately get them to the thing that they've asked for. Jesus also says, nothing shall by any means hurt you. So if you're worried about retribution, like if I'm somehow talking to the person who said something to somebody else, like probably it's going to be okay, especially if this is a truth to, like this person has more power than you. I would say at least the worst thing that's going to happen here, the worst outcome is this person just goes into coping. You know, they're just going to run off and like you're probably just not going to hear from this person again, but they're not going to like take any retribution against you. But this nothing shall by any means hurt you is change is hard and it's scary and it's painful, but ultimately you're not going to be permanently hurt by it. You have to like collapse like back into the Negredo, essentially. That's the ashes part. You're being raised to ashes so that you can rise again, of course, like the phoenix. You can go through, you have to die painfully, go to hell to understand, and then you are resurrected into the new being, into the new life. Like that's what's happening here on this version of it, all right? So, yeah, it's gonna be painful, but what they mean by hurt you, it's like permanent hurt. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of the little discomfort, all right? Little discomfort. It's Tower, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Ego death. Jesus finally says, be encouraged, my child. Your sins are forgiven. So in the energy now, it is likely that this person will be reborn.